I thought it was a good hire. I
Surprise,
thought it was.
motherfuckers. My dumb ass didn't press the live button. So now you live. So I'm gonna
Oh, we
drop this
live now?
intro again.
Oh,
Man,
so
we was getting
technical
into it
difficulties.
too.
I'm
Technical
like,
Yeah.
I'm like, why
difficulties.
does this shit say scheduled? Why does it say scheduled? Why does it? Oh, that's
Way
why
to
it says
go.
scheduled.
Way to
All right,
go.
That's
All right.
the show's about to
crazy.
start now.
All right. Welcome back. We had some crazy difficulties with the live in the beginning, so we was talking for about a good 5 minutes and nobody heard that. So
That's tough. That's tough. We was getting into it too.
so we'll
Uh
just backtrack and get back into it. Jeff Saturday was the topic, and briefly try and recap everything you just said, but give it
yeah,
to me.
so basically how I feel about Jeff Saturday being hired is at the end of the day, even though, he hasn't been a coach and, he wasn't, he didn't work his way up like other people. The way I feel, if you believe he's your guy and you believe, he can galvanize the troops, then go get him. Don't waste time hiring, trying to interview everybody else if you believe he's your guy. It's the Brian Dabo situation. Why interview other people if you know he's your guy? And his press conference is what really sold me. His press conference when he basically said, I've been around Hall of Famers. I know how people prepare. I know how to lead. I know the body of work that it takes to put in. That's like, honestly, I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, you have been around Hall of Famers. Like,
Hmm.
I'm willing to believe in you when you played with Peyton Manning for who knows how many years, and you know how much Peyton Manning liked to prepare and all them audibles and checks they had to know and all that. And he played under Tony Dungy, and so I believe it. I like it. So, like, I know there's a lot of backlash, and I know like there's other coaches who probably would have loved the opportunity, but at the end of the day, if you believe in a guy, then you believe in a guy. Like, I
Yep.
see no problem
And
with it.
I didn't see a problem. I actually liked it. The backlash that I heard um, that upset me more than anything because I'm not one of these, you gotta hire a black coach if a black coach is out there. Like my belief is you hire the most qualified person, and your qualifications may be different from someone else's because you have the people that say, "Oh, well, he's never been a head coach." Okay, fine. Norv Turner's been a head coach and an OC. That doesn't make him a good candidate for another job.
Hugh
You
Jackson.
know, Hugh Jackson. Like some people, I believe, are just coordinators, and that's just what they are. Some people are happy being coordinators, and I think his ties to the organization as a player, as well as he was a consultant for the last couple of years with the Colts, that played a big role in their hire. And the thing about it is, he's just the interim head coach. He's not the permanent head coach. He's just filling in a spot until the season's over.
Yeah.
And I don't believe in giving head coaches, especially black head coaches, bad jobs so that they get fired the next season. Like, what point is it of putting a black coach in a bad situation and then it doesn't work out and then everybody's mad that he gets fired the next season? It was a bad job.
Yeah.
Let him. I'd rather see a black coach get in a good position, and then you can actually see what they can do.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know,
Because like we talk about it all the time, but the Raiders coach last year, don't know why he was Lego. And I and
right?
I and I genuinely believe it's because they saw the head coach market and they just felt like they had to go get one of those guys. But when I look at it, it's like, well, considering everything that happened, he led y'all to the playoffs. Like
He
he was
held it
the head
down.
man. Even and I look at Steve Wilkes right now. His first head coach job, he didn't even have McCaffrey.
Nope.
You know what I mean? And granted, the whole NFC South is bad, but considering what I've seen, like I think the Panthers have played their best brand of football all year with him under center. He
because I
and
think
he's
what
a
happens
no
is
nonsense type of guy either. He got rid of Robbie Anderson like that.
I think it was I honestly think it was addition by subtraction. You get rid of some things and it actually makes the team better. Because I think maybe too much goes into let's get CMC the ball. So now with CMC gone, look at the running back. Foreman is he ran like the last two games that he not he ran for over 150
Yeah, other
yards.
than
And
other than Cincinnati, he's had 100 yards rushing in every game since McCaffrey's been gone.
and that's ridiculous because they weren't running the ball like that when CMC was there. The passing game looks different. Like what happens is everybody gets to take a step back. It's like the Cowboys when Dak Prescott's not there. The offense, they start to run an actual offense instead of highlight the star player.
Facts. And I think even when you bring up the Cowboys, I think the reason why the Cowboys, even though I don't believe in them in the playoffs, because it's the Cowboys, the reason why I think they've looked so good since Dak has came back is because they didn't revert back to what they were doing before, which was trying to be
Yep,
pass happy, and they stuck to
yep.
what worked. And Dak Prescott is making big plays on third down. That is literally
And you
what
get
Dak Prescott was doing his rookie year. When he
that's
started,
what made
they
Ezekiel.
were running the offense and converting on third down. That was the
Yep.
two big things that Dak Prescott was doing that made him look so good, which is why he replaced Tony Romo in the first place.
And I think the biggest problem most offensive has, well, coaches have in those situations is they get so enamored, they forget to run offense, and they just want people. They want to highlight people. You can highlight people and run your offense at the exact same time.
Absolutely.
Like it's like when Cam Newton got hurt in Carolina. We'll go. Well, no, we'll take it back to Carolina, and I forgot who came in. I think it was Dave Anderson came in at quarterback,
Kyle
and then
Anderson,
he
yeah.
starts move. Kyle Anderson. He starts moving the ball. And like, well, they're not asking him to do what they asked Cam Newton to do.
Facts.
They're just running an offense now.
Same
But if
thing
you
with Nick
just
Foles in Philly. Same thing with Nick Foles in
exactly,
Philly.
if you just run the offense with the guys that you regularly have, the situation turns different. Like you get the explosive plays because you have a better person producing at that level now.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, in the rest of the season, because I think they're gonna fire him mid-season, I genuinely just want to see how these guys play. Because Matt
Hmm.
Ryan, I think, is still the backup. I don't think
Yep.
Jeff is going
I
to
don't think
start.
they're going.
I think he'll get his job back. I think Jeff Saturday will probably restart him, but
Mhm.
I just want to see how these guys play. Like Jonathan Taylor's been real quiet for most of the season. Granted, he's been hurt. He's also been real quiet. I want to see what the defense looks like if they, feel a little rejuvenated. I mean, I know the receiving car isn't nothing crazy, but if Matt Ryan can make Alec Pearson and Parrish Campbell look good again, and we know who Michael Pittman is, I
Mhm.
just genuinely want to see if they have like a sense of urgency. Because I don't know the record off the top of my head, but like yeah, Tennessee, they 5-3 or 6-2, whatever they are, but the division is far from
They're not
one.
out. They're not out of it at all.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
division is far
you
from one.
they can make a little run, put some things together, and make it happen. Um,
Yeah, they're only
and
two games
then
back.
right. So a couple things here, a couple things there, then right back in the mix. And
Yeah, absolutely.
that's and then even with that, we'll just go into the Josh Allen injury. What makes like where does that put the AFC East when right now and the Bills at that point?
Um, so for me, with Josh Allen, I look at their next four games: Vikings, Browns, Lions, Patriots.
They can lose three of those games
I genuinely think they can go 3-1. Genuinely
with
think they can go 3-1. Win.
with him in the injury.
With if Josh Allen doesn't play, like let's just say
Yeah,
he doesn't play in Case Keenum is the quarterback. Genuine
right.
believe they can go 3-1. I think they can beat the Browns without Josh Allen. I think they can beat
Do you
the
think they could beat
Lions
the
without
Browns
Josh
without
Allen.
Josh Allen?
Yes, yes, I do. I do.
I think the opposite. I think they can go 1-3.
I mean that's possible as well. Like they could easily lose to the Vikings because it's the Vikings. Like We know what they are on paper. The Patriots, I'm the one who says I feel like they can split because it's a divisional game.
Honestly,
Like
if
so,
Case Keenum's playing, they might go 0-4.
see, and I feel like that's where you're kind of underrating Case Keenum because
It's
Case Keenum can keep you
yeah,
afloat. And I see 2 wins on here, mind you. The Vikings. The reason why I think they can get caught, they can beat the Vikings, is because the Vikings, I think, got away with the one that they should have won. They should have lost. I think the Commanders
no.
won where because I believe I said on this show, I believe the Commanders won. It would be just like Kirk Cousins to lose to this team after you get
Right.
T.J. Hawkinson. So I think they escaped that one. I think this is the one where they get caught. I think it can happen. Now the Vikings could easily come out here and go crazy because another thing I think is going to happen that we haven't seen all year. I think the Bills are going to run the ball a lot more than you think with their running backs. I think James Cook and
They
Devin
got.
Singletary and Naheem Hines catching the ball. I think that's going to happen a lot more than
If they
normal.
can lean on that, and it be productive, then that's something totally different. We just don't have any evidence of them having a productive running game outside of Josh Allen.
Fair, and I agree with that. But like I'm like just the next 4 games, I see 2-2 at worst. Personally, I
If
don't
they're
think
good,
they
if
lose
they
to
can
3 of these
split it,
teams.
if they can split it 2-2, that'll without Josh Allen, that'll be amazing. But I just think, do they have enough wiggle room? I think the Jets are going to start surging. It sounds nuts. Sounds nuts. But I think they might be able to put some things together and make a run.
I mean, they schedule these next 4 games ain't nothing crazy. It's honestly on the same level. So they got the Patriots next week, which we know what Belichick does to young quarterbacks. Zach Wilson has not played good against Belichick at all in the
True.
2 years he's been in the league. Then
Hmm.
they got the Bears. I don't know what Bears team is going to show up, but they can get
I'm
caught. The
not.
Bears almost caught the Dolphins. So
Yeah.
there's that, and then they play Vikings and Bills. So it it could go
It's
50-50 as
pretty
well.
much the same. It's pretty much the same schedule if you look at it.
Exactly. So that's why I think, and then I mean Miami, if because they're like right behind them. If we just want to look at them, their next 4 games are Browns, Texans, 49ers, and Chargers. So they're probably the best bet to go the 3-1. But everything is right there. I think the Bills will be fine. I don't think Josh Allen is going to miss this game because it's the Vikings. If they were playing the Browns, I guarantee you they would sit him, personally. Because
I
I
just
think all they have
think.
to worry about is Nick Chubb. You
Mhm.
know? I don't think they're really worried about, like, yeah, Myles Garrett is like that, but, like, the Browns defense is always inconsistent. They'll lock up one game and let the Falcons run for who knows how many yards on them another game. So,
Right. Well, it's
yeah,
all the
so.
same. Like, I just think the Bills have less. If they want to make a run through the playoffs and the Super Bowl,
Hmm.
they can't afford to lose too many more games
Absolutely. They
because
need that. They need that one
they
or
need
two
home
seed.
field.
They
They
need
need
it.
home field. They need that. And then with that, we'll stay in the AFC East. Like I said, I felt the Jets could take, can probably make a run. But at what point do we really start to take them serious as a legit NFL team now? Because they've been JV for a long time.
Uh, I don't know if this is the same level, and I don't want to be nasty when I say this. I really hope I'm not being nasty when I say this. But they remind me of 2017 Jacksonville. That's what this team reminds me of because Zach Wilson and
Yeah.
Blake Bortles at the time, they're on the same level. I know Brees Hall got hurt, but the running game as a whole, it's not Leonard Fournette, but it's good enough. It's good enough to, keep the chains moving. I like Garrett Wilson. I wish they would feed the ball to Elijah Moore because he's great in my opinion. I think he's really good. And the
Mhm.
defense is locking up. The defense is
The
playing out of their
defense is
mind.
the defense is. I told one of my friends he's a Jet fan. I said this might be better than the Rex Ryan defense that they had a few years back. They're young. They're young. I'm just saying, as they get a little more season underneath them,
Like maybe later
that
on, yes, but
that defense This
I don't know
defense looks
about.
scary. This defense looks
Are you talking
scary
about the one with the Cromarties?
with Cromartie, Revis.
Yeah, I
Who's
mean, I said
who's
the
the
Cromarties. I meant Cromartie and Rivas, but
yeah. But this secondary, I love this secondary that they got right now, and they don't have the linebackers, in my
well, C.J.
opinion, yet.
Mosley's still nice, but they don't have like a core, in my opinion.
Yeah, so they still have a little ways to go. But if I'm a Jets fan, I feel good.
To make it or to do something when they get there. Because I think the second they get there, they're gonna lose. The difference between that's the only difference. I feel like the difference between this team and the 2017 Jags that I mentioned. 2017 Jags, if I'm not mistaken, were like a 3 seed or a 2 seed, right? They had a first round bye, and I did they have a first round
Mhm.
bye, and then they played the
I think so.
Steelers.
hmm
Yeah, so like I don't think the Jets are gonna make it that far, but I say
I
that
just think
they're second place in their
offensively,
division.
I just think offensively, not having the Brees Hall is going to hurt eventually, unless James Robinson can really get back to Jacksonville James Robinson.
Which I don't know why he can't, cause like I don't think anything has changed in him. I don't know if he's still like if he just hasn't recovered from that Achilles injury he had as much as they're letting on. So I don't know, but Michael Carter went 12 for 76. I think that's like against the
Yeah,
Bills
I mean,
defense, against the Bills rush defense, who in my opinion has been much better than what they were last year. Like yeah, Aaron Jones went off on them, but that's gonna happen. Like somebody's gonna go off on
if
you one of these days.
if the Jets can get with the combined, if they can get 150 yards rushing a game from the group or more, then they'll be scary. I think they'll be scary because I believe in that defense and they'll be able to control the game better than what they instead of having to put it all on Zach Wilson's shoulders with those young receivers and everybody.
Okay, so if we look at standings real quick before we move on, if we look at standings right now, it's Buffalo 1, Kansas City 2, Baltimore 3, Tennessee 4, Jets are 5, Miami is 6, and Chargers are 7 as of right now. So the Patriots Bengals don't make it. If the Jets have to go face Tennessee, if they, let's say they drop
Uh,
under Miami and they got to go face Baltimore, like I just don't see where the win comes from.
they can beat Tennessee. I think they can beat
Uh,
Tennessee.
I think they're. I mean, I hear you. Like,
It's
it's
a
not
pick 'em
hard to beat
game.
Tennessee, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a pick 'em game, but I think they can win that. I think they can win that.
I just like. I just don't
If you
see
can, if they
Zach
can,
Wilson. I just don't see Zach Wilson even performing average. Like, I think Zach Wilson is genuinely going to cost them come playoff time. That's what I'm
but
worried about.
I think they're mirror images of themselves. I just think the Jets is a better version of it because if they can stop Derrick Henry from beating them into the ground, and you have Ryan Tannehill try and beat you through the air, the Jet defense is going to eat.
But I can literally turn around and I think Tennessee's defense can eat on Zach Wilson though. Like if they contain the run,
But I,
I
but the
think they're
only
gonna make
difference
Zach
is,
Wilson look horrible.
but the only difference is quarterback wise. I think they're similar. Maybe Ryan Tannehill's slightly better than Zach Wilson, but the Jets receivers are just way better than the Titans receivers.
I mean, I can give you that. They don't use them, but I can give you that for sure because
Yeah,
Robert
I just think if
Woods.
it turns into, my cornerbacks versus your receivers, I'm gonna give it to the Jets.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, yes, I guess the Titans, but if they fall any lower,
If they
I
lose
could.
any lower than that, then they get
Yeah,
demolished. They're
but
not beating
hey,
the Ravens.
it's a accomplishment in itself to make the playoffs because we all thought they'd be worse in the division. Nobody thought about
Well,
them at
yeah,
all.
no one saw the Jets here at all.
Yeah, and
I mean,
shout out to Hellfire. He did say Tennessee's defense is down, but I mean, either way, if whoever wins that matchup, they're not making it past that.
yeah, they're gonna get one win and that's it. They
Yeah,
out.
yeah. So I'm not really worried about just they better keep it up because Cincy's behind them. LA, I mean, they weren't looking great healthy, but let them get healthy. I'm gonna take that, and we all
I'll
know what
take.
two
I
of
mean,
them looking at.
I'll take the Charge. If the Chargers get healthy, they're scary, especially if they can get a couple games underneath their belt towards the end of the season with everybody back.
Yeah, Joey and
That's mhm. And
the only
if they get a run, if they get a low seed, they get a 6 or 7 seed, and they have a chance to take out some of the big dogs.
yeah, I think they can take out Kansas City. Because the
Hmm.
first game they played, no Keenan. I think I don't know if Joey. Oh, I think that's when
Bosa
Herbert
was
hurt
out
his
too. I think
ribs.
both.
No,
I think
Boza
that's
was
when he.
hurt the game after. Boza was hurt the game
And
after.
then Herbert, he hurt his ribs in that game.
Yeah, he hurt his ribs in that game. So like, you know, I think once they play again, I think that could easily go another way. So we'll see what
Hmm.
happens with that.
All right. Now this is my thing because this is my guy, Odell Beckham. If you say anything about the Saints,
You know what's
I'm a
so crazy?
only
You know what's
only
so
because it
crazy?
is because it's a possibility too. That's the scary part. It's a possibility because I can see him going back to New Orleans. I can see that happening.
Yeah.
But I do think it depends on who's the quarterback in the offseason and whatever contract he gets if he returns this year. Because I know he
So
wants a long-term deal, but maybe he takes a to the end of the season deal and maybe sees what everybody else does.
yeah, so before this Monday night football game, I was ready to come on the show. And I was ready to hype up Odell coming back to NOLA because we knew Michael Thomas was on IR. Jarvis Landry's coming back this week. What better way to replace Michael Thomas than with Odell Beckham? I was ready to come out here and do a whole song and dance. But I'm waving the white flag on New Orleans. I'm waving the white flag. I'm done hyping them up. I'm done bigging them up because we lost this game. And yeah, Lamar Jackson completed to 11 different people, but only two people had two catches. Like, a lot of people were just having one, one, one. Guys, I ain't. Like, Deshaun Jackson, this was the game I thought we were going to step up. I thought, I didn't, like, Lamar Jackson's going to run. That's what he's going to do. But I thought, offensively, I thought we would be better. For whatever
Right.
reason, the coordinators love having different game plans. One week it's like let's feed our playmakers. The other week it's like let's forget all about them. So I'm done. I'm off New Orleans. I know we're not that far behind in the division. If we make the playoffs, great. I'm off them. So back to Odell. I just wanted to get that out the way.
So,
So because I'm not jacking Odell to New Orleans anymore, there's two places I want to see him go. One of them I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I want to see him go to the Cowboys.
why is that?
Because I genuinely believe now it is the Cowboys, so what can go wrong will go wrong. So we can easily come to the playoffs and they'll sail like always. But I think if you put Odell across from CeeDee Lamb with Dalton Schultz as your tight end, who's a nice little playmaker, with that defense, I think they could really make some noise in the NFC. Because right now the NFC is a three-headed race for me. It's Dallas, it's Philly, and it's Minnesota. I think Dallas can beat Minnesota. I
Yeah,
think
I
Minnesota
can. I
can beat
mean,
Dallas. I don't know if any of them can beat Philly right now. But if you
no,
got
I think
Odell
Philly.
back there, if you got Odell back there, that gives you a bigger chance. And I just think that would make for great football. I cannot believe I'm saying this about the Cowboys in 2022,
Well,
but that defense is like I didn't want to believe in them at first, but they are legit.
yeah. Well, Odell's a rock star. So if you put
A
him
star on his
in
helmet.
Dallas, I mean, and then I think what happens is it's almost kind of like the Rams feel, where he can be the third guy. But because he's the third guy, he'll give you number one guy production because he's dealing with your third best dude. Because you still got to have somebody deal with CeeDee Lamb. And I'm not sure because I'm not sure with Dallas if Gallup is back.
If he is, I think he would go back to being number three. I'm not gonna hold you. I think he would go back to being the number three like he was last year.
And then if you're Dallas and you trotting out Gallup, Odell, and CeeDee Lamb with Dalton Schultz and with either Pollard or Ezekiel in the
Just running the
backfield,
ball how they do. It doesn't even matter who produced more. Just running the ball how they've been doing.
yeah, that's a little nuts.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
but I also heard that the Eagles reached
They
out to
don't
Odell.
need him. They don't need
They
him, which
don't,
is so crazy.
they don't, but that's
That would be
ignorant. If
OD. That would be OD.
you add Odell to the fucking Eagles, that's I don't know at that point. I don't know what you do as a defense. You don't have enough people on the field
You
to
don't.
deal with all of that with Devontae Smith, with AJ Brown, with
The
the running
only
backs, with Jalen Hurts.
the
That
only
hurts.
defense that can compete with that is the Philly defense. That's the only defense right now that can compete with that.
Yeah, it's that's too much. That's just too much.
Absolutely. The second place I want
But
him to go is Buffalo, though, because that will put him over top against the Chiefs.
that'll do it. The place I think he's going to end up going,
Don't say it.
based off of you know the stuff that he was saying, wanting a long term deal, and all of those things, he'll probably end up in San Francisco.
Ooh, I thought you was gonna say New York, San Francisco
No,
though.
I think he's going to end up in San Francisco.
You think they're giving up on Debo? Because didn't they just pay him?
I don't think. See, this is the only caveat. I don't think Odell is going to ask for a boatload of money. I just think he wants a long term deal because I don't think because he said he doesn't want to move no more. Like he doesn't, and the baby and his girl, everybody's in California. He likes it out there.
Okay, okay. I mean, that's why he went to LA the first time. That
Right.
that's kind of what put it over the top.
So unless he goes back to the Rams, which I don't think he'll do, which I think he should do, but unless we're totally glossing over a California team, that would be the Chargers. If he ends up,
If you give Herbert Odell, oh my goodness, bro. Oh my goodness, bro. I'll be. Oh
like
my. Y'all don't want to hear me if Odell goes with Herbert. You don't want to hear me.
that's the field stretcher that they would need out. You got Mike Williams and Keenan Allen on the outside, and you throw Odell in the slot.
But neither of them are playing, which is like they kind of need
No,
Odell. But I don't know if
that's
LA's gonna make that push. At least as
that's
hard
what I'm
as
saying.
like, cause like LA, the Rams want him for sure. I think they have bigger problems than Odell.
Then Odell, yeah, they have bigger problems
But
than Odell.
yeah, and I like him on the Chargers though. I think
Same
that's
on
I think like you said, it's a far fetched one, but I definitely like him on the Chargers. Absolutely.
like that would be something that I would hit the 49ers or the Chargers. Those two situations that kind of bumps both of those teams because the 49er one, that'll just be ignorant. I mean,
I mean,
I
and
already think the
like
49ers can win the Super Bowl with what they have right now. You add
yeah,
Odell to that, and it's
like
out
Jimmy
the
G
roof.
should never incomplete a pass.
No,
Should never.
no.
But Hellfire did bring up a good point about Debo, which is why I asked you think they're giving up on him because a lot of people are starting to really harp on his hands as a problem, which was a problem before, but like
That's-
it's starting to be
I
harped on
think
a lot more. And with Ayuk actually looking like he's supposed to be what he's been, Kittle
mhm.
healthy, CMC back there, like,
You
do
put
you think
Odell and
his
IU. That's a good. That's that's a good combo
and Debo might be
with
on the way
Kittle
out if Odell is cheaper. If Odell is cheaper
and
and you
Odell.
can rely on
The,
him a lot longer, Debo
yeah,
might be on the way out because they're not in a bill for the future. They're in a win now. And even
then
if
the
they
win now
are,
mode.
and they have Trey Lance coming back next year, even though I don't believe in him, in their mind they have their future. So why not win now while we can?
And
And we'll be alright going forward.
even if it's not Trey Lance, he's a trade piece, and then you can go get you a quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe Aaron Rodgers says, "F Green Bay, I got 2 more seasons left in me.
Nah, no. Aaron Rodgers is not leaving. If Aaron Rodgers wanted to leave, he could have done it already. He could have done it this offseason. He had options. He could have went somewhere. He could have went to Denver
No, I'm just
and looked
saying
better.
now.
He could have went to San Fran. You don't think San Fran would have took him over Jimmy
No,
G and
that's
Trey Lance?
but that's what I'm saying. Like now, given that everything fell apart in Green Bay, maybe the San Francisco option is actually an option there.
But nobody wants to pay him that much. Like they have to take on that contract, and he's making stupid. That's why he stayed in Green Bay because Green Bay was the only one that was going to give him that money. Well, Denver might have, but I think he saw, like I because Nathaniel Hackett he came from Green Bay, right?
He came from Green Bay.
Yeah, I think that's why he didn't want to go because he doesn't care for Nathaniel. As we're seeing clearly,
I mean,
as we're
it was
seeing
his. I
clearly,
mean, yeah. So I mean, either. I mean, it's this. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of
that's true. Hellfire.
moving and shaking at the end of the season. But I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to stay in Green Bay. I don't.
I mean, we
Either
say
he's going to
that,
retire
but
or he's going to go somewhere else.
I mean, we say that, but he knew what he was getting into. I think he very much is like, you know what, I'm just gonna get all the money I can. I mean, low key, would I take the contract he got? Absolutely, but don't tell us you want to win because
That's all right.
you knew when Devontae Adams got franchise tagged, you knew he was out, and you still took
Right.
the money. So I don't
And
want
we
to
took
hear
the
that
bet.
you're trying to win. I don't believe you.
No, because that's not. I didn't think it was about winning, but I don't think he was. It was. I don't think he thought it was going to be as bad as it is.
I don't know why. I don't know why. Because the
Well, maybe
one
he
game
thought.
Devontae Adams didn't play, their offense looked horrible. So I don't know
No,
why he thought something different.
right. But I'm curious. I think Odell said he's going to make a choice this week.
Well, he got cleared this week, I believe. They announced that
So
he
we'll
should be
see.
getting cleared by the end of this week. So
So we'll see what happens with that. I'm curious though. I think Dallas does sound like the most likely spot, but
no
I'm
income,
curious
no
if
state
this
income tax.
right. So I'm trying to see what does he want to leave LA and go somewhere. I don't see him going to Buffalo.
Yeah,
I just think
nah.
that's too much. I think that's too drastic for him at this point. But the Giants are a sleeper. I'm not going to take them off the table. He did say he wouldn't mind going back.
Yeah, but if okay, it's just here's my thing before we move on. I hate when players are like, "Oh, my main thing is I want to win," and then be like, "New York is an option." Like, what? Like, if you want to win,
But but at this
like,
point in time, is it not?
no, no, no.
But they 6-2,
Pretenders. They are
six and
pretenders.
two,
They
six
are.
and two.
You know what's gonna happen? They're gonna make the playoffs, and they're gonna lose in the first round.
They're 6-2 with no real threat on the outside.
What was the Jacksonville record when they made the playoffs with Blake Bortles? I don't remember they.
10-6.
I don't remember they record on 10-6 probably. Yeah.
I think it was
So
ten
that
and six.
yeah, that's cool. Or 11-5, whichever one. That's cool. The defense is nowhere near Saxonville, and even though
No,
Daniel Jones ain't as bad as Blake Bortles, and obviously Saquon's better. Even with that, they just gonna make the playoffs. They gonna lose their first playoff game.
I
Like
mean
if we look, I
they're
call
not. I
them
mean yeah. I mean they'll. I mean I don't think. No, I don't think they'll. They're not. I don't think they can beat anybody in the playoffs. Honestly,
right
but
now they are a 6 seed tied with Dallas, 5-6. You know who they would have to play first round? Either Seattle or Tampa Bay.
they're not
You're not
beating
telling me
anybody
that
else.
yeah, exactly. And then if they drop lower, they got to play Minnesota or Philly,
Yeah, they're not doing that. No, okay.
and they're not winning their division. I think Philly's got that in the bag, so they
Yeah,
have to play on the road
Philly
one
would
of
have
these
to
games.
implode for that to happen.
And I don't think they will because their schedule like I don't want to say they can go 16-0, but I wouldn't be shocked. I just put it like that. Or 17-0, whatever it is. They might
17.
go 16-1 just to rest their starters. That's what they might do.
If they go 17-0, that'll be fucking nuts. But I
Yeah.
think they need a loss just to humble themselves. I think they
I
need
hope
him.
it's to the Saints. I hope they lose to the Saints just so they can be like, all right, all right, all right. Let's stop playing around and
Yeah, because
focus up.
it's because you need that loss just so you know what's not working.
Yeah, absolutely.
All
So
right.
yeah, no, New York is pretenders. Not worried.
Yeah, but my yeah, I'll pick one of the LA teams. Well, I'll say California because San Francisco is an LA team. So I'll say Chargers, 49ers, Cowboys would be top three, in my opinion, where he's gonna end up going.
Absolutely.
All right.
Alrighty.
So let's get to this mid-season awards. From the sidelines, mid-season awards. Let's start it off with your mid-season MVP. Who you got? We're gonna
Jalen
have
Hurts.
different opinions on this one. So I
Yup,
told you
Jalen Hurts. Jalen
we're gonna
Hurts.
have totally different.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts. I think he's the clear cut MVP.
I believe Jalen Hurts, yes, is the clear cut. But like I told on the last couple shows ago, no one expected Seattle to look like this.
Oh my god!
No one. And if Seattle,
No,
Geno
you're not
Smith,
doing this,
and
bro. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
going to give this man his flowers
Oh my
because
gosh.
think about all of this shit he had to go through with the Russell Wilson stuff and all of that to get this team. And it's not just him, so I'm not putting it all on him because they've had a lot of rookies step in major roles and contribute in big ways. So it's
Yeah.
not just Geno Smith. It's a whole team thing. But the fact that that offense looks completely different this year, like it looks night and day. I know he's not going to win it, but if you're going to ask me, the surprise of the first half, Geno Smith and the Seattle
I
Seahawks.
mean, you can be a surprise, but
Like I said, if they
MVP.
go out and they win 12 games, it's going to be. I mean, unless the Eagles really fall apart, Jalen Hurts is going to walk away with
I'm
it.
not gonna lie. What are they 6-3 right now? He can win
Yeah.
out, and he's still not winning MVP. He can win out
Well,
and
like
go
I said,
14-3, and he's
but like I
still not
said,
winning MVP.
that's not. It depends on what Jalen Hurts does. I
So
think
you
it
think
right
he's second?
now.
You think he's second behind Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, because Josh Allen's hurt now. I don't know what he's going to do. Mahomes, he'll be in the conversation because he's Patrick Mahomes. And then outside of that, I mean, unless you plan on giving it to Tyreek Hill for what he's doing.
You all give it to Tyreek Hill and not Tua?
No, definitely not Tua. No.
Why not? I'm curious. I'm curious. Why not? Because I'm not a
I
Tua
mean, because,
apologist, but I'm curious.
well, when you look at this, like he missed those, what, 2 games?
Two
So
games
his
don't
number, no,
mean nothing.
I'm just saying his numbers aren't going to be, it's not going to reflect it,
If
is
he
what I'm
still
saying.
throws for 4K and missing 2 games, does that change your mind? Because he, like, the way they look at it, Tua and Jalen Waddle might have 3,700. Like, real talk. Combined. So, like,
I mean, my thing is, they didn't give it to Cooper Cup. So it's going to be hard for Tyreek
because
Hill
they
to
were
get it.
because they were writing Aaron Rodgers. But that's a different conversation for
And
another
they
day.
didn't even mention Matthew Stafford. So I think Cooper
I
Cup
okay, I get
probably,
I get your logic. I get your
I
logic.
think he's going to be in the same situation.
Where you might not get named, you might not get the love, but like we all know
Right.
what you did. We all know the part you
Because
had to
I
play in that.
because I
Okay.
think what they're going to look at it as, they're going to be like, was it Tua or was it Tyreek Hill?
Which is a little nasty, but I get it.
But that's where they're going to go with that. But yeah, all right. So I'll take Gino out of it because you think that's nasty. Um, Mid-season, that's crazy.
Just like if the season ended tomorrow, who are you giving it to? You can keep Gino. I just think it's disgusting, but you
It's
can
I
keep
just
Gino.
yeah, you think it's disgusting. But I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with it. Even though people talk about Kirk Cousins, I would never do that. Um,
Not
I'll
MVP.
stay with Gino. I'll stay with Gino. I'll stay with
I bet.
Gino. This one is this is a tricky one for me. This is defensive player of the year mid-season. Who would you run with?
Defensive player of the year. You might not like my answer. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm giving it to Sauce.
No, that's what I was gonna say.
I'm giving it to
That's
Sauce.
literally that's literally what I was gonna
Like
say.
I want to give him both D Rook and D player.
And yes, I would do that. His impact is stupid. His impact is absolutely insane. And to be a rookie is at that position,
Yeah,
like at that position to do what he's doing, I would, people say Micah Parsons and a couple other people, but Sauce has been. I will
yeah.
give
I
him all the
really want to give
credit in
it
the
to.
world.
I really do. I really do. I really like what Sauce is doing, and it's not just
Hmm.
because we have the same last name. I genuinely believe, like even against Stephon Diggs, like Stephon Diggs had that one big play on him, but Sauce was holding his
That was
own.
it.
Sauce was holding his own, like, and they didn't really do much in the second half. So I'm like, dang, like, I'm not gonna lie, that sold me on Sauce. Like
Yeah,
that game right there, I was sold.
I think I put it up on the TikTok. I think it was all the top receivers that he played against and the amount of catches and yards that he's given up. I think it was something crazy like 7 catches for like 48 yards. Like that was it.
Crazy, yeah, yeah,
Like that's nuts. And
yeah.
that's Amari Cooper, that's Diggs, that's them dudes.
I think they
And
held
that's what
Amari
he gets.
Cooper in check that game. I'm not sure. I don't quote me because I don't want people coming at me
Yeah.
saying, I was, hey, what are you talking about? But I think might not have held him in check, but he definitely. I don't think
No,
Amari Cooper did nothing crazy that game.
and he's been doing like I will and like him and um I think he played in college with the dude in Seattle with Kobe Bryant. And it's weird that those two dudes like they said that those were the best two cornerbacks in the country when they were playing at Cincinnati. And then when I watched them play in college, I was like, nah, like, I think this is real. Like them two dudes is nice. And even Kobe Bryant, even in Seattle, he's not a starter, but I think he started like 2 or 3 games because of injury. He was locking up too. So
Yeah, he's playing. Yeah, Seattle was literally hit on all their draft picks. Like I get it,
yeah,
but like, yeah, I'm going Sauce.
uh,
That's my defensive player of the year if the season ended today.
right. That would be me. So we will the defensive rookie of the year. That's
Yeah, we
we
already said
got
it.
that one.
We're still going Sauce.
All right. So your offensive player. This one, I think we're gonna go different ways on this.
We are
But
because
your
I know
offense.
you're not. Because I know you're not going to give this guy credit. I know you're not. But I'm not going to hold
When you,
you. If the
mhm.
season ended tomorrow or today, I got to give it to Tyreek Hill. Like, I feel like I have to. Like,
Offensive player of the year.
yeah. I feel like I have to give it to Tyreek. Like,
I mean, the numbers don't lie, so I'm not gonna argue with you on that.
yeah. Like, yeah, like, cause I don't think he like the best receiver in the league or nothing. Like he in that top 5, 6 range, depending on how people feel about Cooper Cup or whatever. But like I wanted to give it to Cooper Cup, but I gotta give it to Tyreek. Like I can't deny what he's doing.
Yeah, which is crazy. Like him and Cooper Cup, they're not off by a lot this year. Like they're pretty close. The yardage for Tyreek Hill is, I think he's got him by like almost 200 yards receiving right now.
Yeah, I think so as well.
And I think,
Because I know Cooper Cup had a quiet game against the Falcons, I believe, and then I don't think the Dolphins had their bye yet.
mm,
I'm gonna check it right now, but I don't know if the
I
Dolphins
don't
have
think
had their
so.
bye yet. No, yeah, Tyreek Hill has played one more game than Cooper Cup, so we're going into week
Okay.
10. Yeah, they haven't had their bye
Mm,
yet.
okay. But the thing he doesn't have a chance for the triple crown though. That's the thing that's gonna beat him up because
Who?
I think he only has like 2 or 3 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill.
Oh, Cooper Cup. Oh, yeah, Tyreek Hill has 3 touchdowns. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So real quick, Tyreek Hill is first in catches. Cooper Cup is second. Tyreek Hill has 76. Cooper Cup has 72. In yards, Tyreek Hill is first with 1104. Cooper Cup is 4 with 813. Justin Jefferson and Stephon Diggs are right above him. And then in
Mhm.
touchdowns, Cooper Cup is 4 with 6. And then Tyreek Hill, I think he's all the
Yeah,
way
he
down.
yeah he's on the
Yeah, he's
bottom.
all
I
the
think
way
he only
down.
has
He's
like
all the
two
way
too.
down. Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, I got to give it to Tyreek, but I really wanted to give it to Cooper Cup.
Yeah. No, I mean I think it'll right now it'll be I think now just off the impact that he had on the Dolphins, I would give it to him. But I think that'll change by the end of the season.
To push your agenda or what? To push your nasty Tyreek Hill agenda?
No, it's not nasty. I just don't.
You don't think he's top
He
10,
proved,
right?
like I said, if he came in and he did exactly what I didn't think he could do.
Fair
So
enough.
I'll give him all the credit in the world for coming in and actually being really good. I didn't think he was gonna do it.
Fair enough.
He's still a one trick pony, but you know.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that. Um, I one like other like I would give a nod to as well if you really wanted to would be Jalen Waddle, but I don't think he can get it because he's next to Tyreek. But I think Jalen Waddle is very much
Yeah,
improved as a receiver.
they're gonna fight each other for that one. Um
Yeah, absolutely.
Offensive rookie of the year.
Oh, now this one is so tough because by 3 weeks into the season, I had Olave and Drake London as the two guys that were running away with it. Then Rashad
Really?
Penny got hurt, and Kenneth Walker was going off. Then Damian Pierce started going off, and I'm like, man, like this was like Drake London is for sure out of there now. Like, I'm sorry, he's out of there, and he cost me money last night, so you're out of there. But as much as I want to give it to Olave, if the season ended today, it's got to be Co. It's got to be Co. Offensive rookie between Kenneth and Damian Pierce.
Don't get Pierce.
Yeah, because Damian Pierce has been doing
I
this, I think, since week 2, and Kenneth Walker
yeah,
came in after Penny got hurt. But they're both, as far as I'm concerned, like going crazy.
yeah. Yeah, no, they're both going nuts. I didn't know about um Pierce until I watched the Texans game and I was like, oh, he a monster. Like that dude is something. He's special. It's just he plays on the Texans, so you're not gonna. It does
Exactly.
The
Exactly.
impact isn't like how Kenneth Walker's is because the Seahawks are winning,
If
but they're
Damian
having
Pierce
the
was
same type
winning,
of impact.
if Damian Pierce was on the Texans and they were winning, we'd be having a totally
Yeah,
different conversation.
totally. Because I think he's what? I think he's fifth or sixth rushing and rushing.
He might be. I don't know off the top of my head, but he might be.
I think he's slightly ahead of Kenneth Walker right now by like 100 and some yards.
Yeah, probably. I will double check that. But yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with either one of them.
No, no. I would give the slight nod to if they had to pick just one to Kenneth Walker only because the Seahawks record is better and he's giving me beast mode. Like he's giving tiny beast mode right now and his impact on the Seahawks.
What do you mean by that, though? Like,
Just that run. I watched a couple of his game. Like he break loose and there is no let up in him. He is
but
all
like,
gas, no brakes.
what kind of impact? Like, I don't want to get into a Marshawn Lynch thing right
Because
now.
I don't think the running game since Marshawn left, they didn't have the guy that they can just turn the ball to and go run out the game. I Kenneth Walker's that guy.
You know what? I'm so sorry. Kenneth Walker, Damian Pierce, I love what y'all are doing. Travis Etienne.
He's not a rookie though.
Oh, he doesn't count? Come
No,
on,
he's
bro.
not a rookie.
That okay, never mind. I'm sorry. Forgive everything I was about to say. But
Yeah,
I feel like
he's not a
ETN
rookie.
should count because ETN like this
This is
man
not the
is
NBA.
I know,
The NBA
but
does the
dang,
NBA
you're
does
right, you're
that
right.
dumb shit.
I think if you don't play a single snap because of injury or whatever the case, Your first year, you didn't play. They just held your rights. That's how I
No,
feel. They just
ETN has
held
been.
your rights.
No, I said it when they drafted him. That was like that dude's gonna be. He's special. I like ETN.
Yeah, but you're right. He's not a rookie, so he can't count. Okay, we can keep it going.
Yeah. So we can split those. I guess we can agree on comeback player of the year.
Yeah, we can. We can.
Okay, that would be Gino.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
I don't think Gino's winning both MVP and comeback player of the year. Just want to put that
No,
out
he's
there.
not. He's definitely not. He's not gonna do that. That would be
Yeah,
insane.
that would be
'Cause I don't think
OD.
Peyton. I don't think. 'Cause I don't think Peyton Manning did it the year he came back. Did he? Did he
No,
win
or
both?
Adrian Peterson. I don't. Did Adrian Peterson win both? I'll
No,
let me look that up because I don't think if Adrian Peterson didn't win both, then Gino's not winning both.
because
But
I don't think Peyton won. I don't think Peyton
Peterson
won
might
both.
have though. I don't think Peyton Manning did, but Adrian Peterson might have because he literally came back and ran for 2K. Let me see if he has one.
Yeah, but Peyton threw for
A
five
MVP. Yeah, I know what Payne did, but
and like the 50 touchdown.
he
No,
might. Adrian Peterson might have. Low key. Let me see. 2012. He was MVP, Offensive Player of the. Oh, he did win Comeback Player of the Year. Oh,
he won
he
all
was
three.
second. No. He was second in Comeback Player of the Year.
Who the fuck
That's.
won? Who won it?
I want to. Yeah, I'm about to see who was first. I'm not gonna hold you. I want to see who was first.
How do you win MVP and Offensive Player of the Year, but don't win Comeback Player of the Year?
Yeah, that's wild. J.J. Watt won it. Oh no. I'm sorry. That's Depoy. That's Depoy. Nope. Peyton Manning got it. They gave it to Peyton Manning because he didn't
Oh,
win MVP.
oh,
So
they came back the same fucking year.
they did.
That's why.
Yeah,
So either
and
they could have,
Peyton,
yeah, they could
but
have.
this wasn't Peyton Manning's OD season.
That
This was
wasn't that wasn't
4630. Nah, it was
the next year.
4637 and 11. Yeah,
It was the next
so
year. They pissed him off. That's why he threw for the 50 touchdown.
which is I'm not gonna lie, they could have gave AP the sweep. They could have gave AP the sweep. I'm not gonna hold you. So that's just me though. But
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Last one.
Tashi one. Coach of the year.
I really wanted this award to be Doug Peterson's at the start of the season. I really
He had
wanted
a
Doug
good shot
Peterson
at
to
it.
win it. He did. And it started off great, but they lost 6 straight, so he's not going to win it. Brian Dabble, I know what you've been doing. I know how you have that team looking. Pete Carroll, I know how you have Gino looking. But Robert Salah, man. Robert
Really?
Salah. No, like the Giants, you could have at least used the excuse, oh, well, it's the NFC East. Anybody can do anything there. Nobody thought at this point in the season the Jets would be competing for the division with Zach Wilson as their quarterback. I gotta give it to Robert
So,
Salah.
so Robert Saleh is your coach at right now. That's different. I wouldn't have. I wouldn't. He wasn't even on my radar for that.
He was after he had won against the Bills. He's kind of solidified that. I was like, okay, Salah, I got you, bro. Like I like you.
Okay. I mean, I'll still. I mean, I guess. Um, I would lean on Philly. Who's Philly's coach?
Oh, Nick Sirianni.
Nick Sirianni.
I
Only
get it.
because
I get
it's the
it.
same situation. I don't think anybody. They thought the Eagles would be good. No one thought that they would be undefeated. And the offense and Jalen Hurts would take the steps that they did take to look the way that they do. Or Pete Carroll, because nobody thought that motherfucker.
I no,
Nobody
I
thought that.
everybody thought he was the problem. Like that, I will give
Right.
Pete Carroll. People thought he was the problem. Here's my thing with Nick Sirianni. I feel like they could have been this team last year if he wasn't such a bonehead. Like there was
Okay.
games where legit his running backs were getting one carry a half. Like it was just stupid play calling and dumb decisions. Like Miles Sanders, the way he's getting used this year, he was not getting used like that last year. Like Jalen Hurts doesn't even have to run anymore. Granted, I get the addition of AJ Brown. They got CJ Garner Johnson back there, Jordan Davis they drafted. I get all that. But I think they could have been this team last year, and then this year was just like the re up. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like I think they could have been a lot better this last year than they were this year. But and Hellfire just kind of spoke to it right now in the comments. But like last year, like it was, we were all sitting here wondering what the crap was going on with Nick Sirianni. We were wondering why they got rid of Doug Peterson. We were like, see, this is what Philly does. They get rid of the good coaches for no reason. For now, Nick Sirianni's, I don't want to give praise to Nick Sirianni for doing something I feel like you either should have been doing, or it's kind of like I look at this team and it's like, yeah, you should be 8-0.
You know,
Like the
you want
only
to
the
know?
only game that I feel like they could have lost up until this point was the Cowboys if Dak Prescott played. That's the only game I feel like they might have got caught by. But every other game you look on paper, they shouldn't lose. And there was a lot of games last year where you look at it and it's like, how are y'all losing? Like that makes no sense. Like that you guys are losing right now. But it was I fully blame last year on coaching. And I mean Jalen Hurts wasn't developed like this either. Like I think Jalen Hurts is a top 10 quarterback to me. He might be pushing
Right
top
now,
five. Yeah.
right now, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I
he
would
might be pushing
definitely,
top five. I'm not gonna hold you. He's taking a lot of steps. Like
yeah.
he only runs when he has to now. He's not running because like he's actually going through his reads. He's going through his progressions, and then runs when he has to. Last year was like, I'm gonna just run. I'm gonna just run this
I think,
RPO.
I think this is more or less how he looked when he was at Oklahoma,
Facts. Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
just making the right decision, using his legs when he needs to, not because he has. It's one thing to have the ability to do. I think this is where Kyler Murray gets messed up.
Yup.
Kyler Murray, he uses his legs in situations where he doesn't have to.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And
Like
I
there was a
think
play. There was a
Jalen
play
Hurts,
that there was a play. I saw it on TikTok where D Hop is literally like wide open, like off the rip. Like the second the ball is snapped, he's wide open, like up the seam. And Kyler Murray is looking at who knows what. I think I don't know if he threw in a completion. He's just scrambling around and stuff. But like they get into it on the sideline, and he's like, "Yo, D Hop is basically like, yo, what are you looking at? Like it's a seam. It's right there. It's wide. Like it's wide open.
like,
What are you looking at? Like."
right.
So yeah, no, absolutely. What you said about Kyler Murray is facts.
Yeah. So I think, like you said, with Jalen Hurts taking that step, I don't know if it's a Nick Sirianni thing or if it's just Jalen Hurts actually getting comfortable with what the offense is, and them just crafting it around what he does best.
Absolutely. Yeah, so like running out RPO and stuff like his last year I feel like Jalen Hurts was just running because he wasn't reading everything. He wasn't reading through his progressions. He was just all right, the first read's not there. Hey, I know I can take off.
I'm
And
out.
that's and
Yep.
and, and as you said earlier, like difference between running when you have to and running because you can. Lamar Jackson, I'm gonna bring it back to Lamar. Lamar Jackson runs not only because they specifically call plays for him to do it, but because he has to, because he doesn't
He
have
has
Bateman
to.
anymore. And so I feel like people confuse what Lamar Jackson is doing. Like when people get nasty and call him a running back or say he can't throw, I feel like people get nasty with that because they see him having 10 rush attempts a game, him running for 1,000 yards in a season. But he does it because he has to. And
That's a
Jalen Hurts
necessity.
last year, I feel like was running because he thought he had to, but he really didn't.
Mhm.
Like I feel like whatever their record was, I think they might have been 9-7, 9-8, or whatever it was, 7th seed in the playoffs. I think they left like 3 wins on the table last year because their
I,
defense wasn't bad last year. I think they left like three
mhm.
wins on the table. That it was strictly just down to bad game planning, bad play calling, like whatever their offense was trying to do, and and part of it's on the coach, but part of it was also on Jalen Hurts. Because then when they were calling run plays to use their running backs, Jalen Hurts was pulling every single time for no
Right.
reason.
Right.
So yeah, absolutely. So that's why I can't give Nick Sirianni love because I feel like this is what you should have been. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like especially this
I
year,
I see
especially
your
this
side.
year.
I see. I can see. I can totally understand that. Totally understand that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
now we're gonna jump into. I didn't do. Damn it! You got the. You
Yeah,
got
I got
the.
I got the picks for you
The
right here.
games
So
up.
yeah,
All
absolutely.
right.
So real quick, do you want to touch on that Panthers Falcons game from last night, or you don't care?
We can touch on it
Yeah, I just
because
wanted to.
when we touched on it a little bit. With the with Foreman running the way that he's running, how just the team looks different. Like it looks different. Even like last week when Baker came in and he had the three scoring drives and they did what they did. I think the hype is gone. Like the over, I just think they're not built to handle too much drama.
Got you.
So I think everything's settled. So now they can. I mean, it sucks that it's in the middle of the daggone season now, but they're at a place where they can just go out, play football, and see what happens. Because the defense is still. I think that defense has potential to be really, really good.
Yeah, they just lost Dante Jackson though, so I think to an Achilles. So
Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, I didn't see if it was Achilles or not, but with him being, but still, like when that team is whole, I mean, the offense is, depending on what you want to do with quarterback and stuff like that, that's going to be an issue. Um, but they look like they can make some things happen moving forward. Falcons, I don't know what happened with Mariota, but he looked ridiculous last night. I don't know if it was the weather or what. He was making some of the dumbest decisions
he was taking
I've ever
like
seen.
are you like the two sacks he took where he could have just thrown the ball away? Like one of them he
Yeah,
ran out of bounds. I'm like, bro, throw the
just
ball
throw the
away.
ball.
Like, and then
Throw the ball away.
another one, he like tried to roll over or something instead of throwing their way sooner. And then he threw a pick, but his back was down, so they called
He
it
was on the
back.
ground.
I'm
Yeah,
like, bruh, like, and he cost me money
like he
too.
had.
He cost me money
Yeah.
too because he had Cordell Patterson literally wide open on the side. Granted, they still scored. Drake London scored, but he had Cordell Patterson right there, and I had the over on Cordell. It was like 7.5 receiving yards, and I took the over, and he only had two, so he made me mad on that game. Yeah, I've gotten into betting now, and I see why you probably shouldn't do it
That's why I
because
stay away from betting that because of that shit right there. I would have flew out there and fucked him up myself. I can't do
yeah,
it, man.
yeah, absolutely. But
Mm-mm.
nah, so it was like, yeah, Mariota did not look good. Like,
Nah, and
like he
and
had
this is
his
like
little 180 passing, but it was all garbage time.
right, and I can say like this is the one time like this season where I'd be like, this is why people say you shouldn't be a starting quarterback.
Yeah, because other than that, I think he's played okay. Like
He's played
he's,
decent. He's
but
played decent.
they've been running the ball effectively. I think as a team they average 4.5 to 5 yards a carry or something as a team. So like
Hmm.
if you constantly get first, like I think they had a whole drive where they threw the ball like twice. It was like a 10 play drive or something, and that's happened all year. It's like I
Right.
get it, but so yeah, Panthers. I mean, this NFC South is trash. So
It is. It's ducks. It's ducks off.
yeah, yeah.
So where
So
we going?
first game in Germany. I think it's the first one in Germany. I don't know if it's ever or in a long time, but
I
first one
think
in
it's the
Germany.
first one ever.
Yeah, Seahawks versus Buccaneers. It's a good thing the Seahawks are good because I don't know why they thought on paper going into the season this was a good one to put on, but nevertheless,
This is no, but this is ridiculous because I actually looked at this. The Bucks are leading their division at 4-5. They lead the division.
because the Falcons just lost, right?
No, this was
Yeah.
before that.
Well, oh, because they had the tiebreaker over Atlanta. You're right. You're right.
Four
So
and
yeah,
five, they lead the division. So I'm going to go Tampa because I think last week them able to pull that game out of the dirt, even though they still look bad and they only looked good for like 45 seconds.
facts.
I think that's a building thing that they can build off of that. Because if they go out to Germany and Seattle dog walk them, yeah, they're gonna be a problem in
Yeah.
Tampa.
Yeah, Hellfire just said if Brady wins, he'd be the first quarterback to win games in 4 different countries. Why do I feel like the NFL is going to push that storyline so hard just to add to his resume that
Right, like
somehow the refs screw Gino and them and they win? I'm gonna go.
international Brady.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You know what? What's Brady's record outside of the United States before I pick this team? Because I really want to go. I really want to go Seahawks because I love
I
what
mean,
they're
all
doing.
of the signs say Seattle,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna go with the fact that I think they might. This is. I know we keep saying this is a get right game every week for Tampa, but this has to be a get right
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we do say that every week, don't we? Like, this got to be the get right
game.
game. We said it against Carolina. Like, hey, yo, this y'all get back game or get right game, and yeah.
Yeah,
Hellfire said he's 3-0. Well, I'm gonna go three and
there
one.
you go.
I'm going Seattle. This is the one he loses. So
International Brady 4-0.
next game, Lions and Bears.
Oh my!
This is actually going to be really entertaining because I
This is
know the possibilities of this being so bad and so horrible of a game is crazy.
this is the Lions will win this game because the Bear. I don't see the Bears putting up 30 points back to back games.
Even against the worst defense in NFL history.
Not even against the Lions.
Yeah, I mean,
If
I'm
they
going.
do,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
they
yeah.
do, I mean, I don't. I
Wait.
mean, and I put it up on the TikTok. I'm like, did we see Justin Fields coming of age last week? And granted, he did it more with his legs than his arm.
Mm-hmm.
Can he duplicate that again? I don't think so. I just think that the Lions are slightly. They're both bad, but the Lions are slightly less bad.
I just don't know which Lions team is going to show up. I don't know which one is going to show up because last week,
Whatever Lions team show up, still better than whatever team the Bears are going to show up
I don't
to.
know because if we get last week Bears versus Patriots Lions, I don't
Bad
want to
news
see
Bears.
that. Yeah, so I mean, I'm going Lions only because I really believe in Dan Campbell. I really like him. I really like the team that they've tried to build. I like a lot of the young pieces. I just want to root for the
This
Lions right now.
this the same Brown Bowl.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. So, I mean, yeah, the Bears might win, but I think I'm gonna take Lions. I just hope they pull it out. I hope they, because what they were like 1-6. I hope they go on like a 4 or 5 game win streak, so that way, Dan Campbell doesn't get fired.
I don't think he's going to get fired, but
I
I
don't think
think
he will either, but I know people are trying to come for his head, and I'm like, no. Next game, Jaguars versus Chiefs. No McCole Hardman. I don't know if that matters to you or not, but no McCole Hardman.
you know what? You know what time? It's that time of the show.
Yes, yes, yes. I was hoping and praying this was gonna be because you have gotten it right every single week. Yes, go ahead, Mel. The floor is
This is
yours.
this is that time of the show.
Yes,
Upset
yes,
of the week.
yes.
The only problem with this, if I get it wrong, it's going to be ugly.
Oh yeah,
That
it's gonna be
means
ugly. It's gonna be
the
disgusting. It's
Chiefs
gonna be
probably going to put
disgusting.
up like 70. It's like a college game.
Yeah, probably.
But no, I got Jacksonville in the
Yes,
upset. I think
yes.
ETN, all them, they're gonna put that work in. They're gonna Trevor Lawrence is gonna look like the number one pick that
Mm-hmm.
everybody envisioned him being.
Mm-hmm.
So this is it. Mel's upset of the week. Jaguars over the Chiefs.
Thank you, thank you. Let's go. I'm picking Jaguars as well because I want Trevor Lawrence to prove the haters wrong. I want the Jaguars to come out and play a great offensive game.
Hmm.
Like it's Mahomes. So if your defense gets shredded by Mahomes, it's Mahomes. It's gonna happen. But Trevor Lawrence, I want him to come out and
Just
throw for
keep
like
pace.
280, 3 tutties. Let ETN do his thing. Like, just don't turn over the ball,
If
Trevor Lawrence. I will take whatever
if they
happens as
can
long as you don't turn over the ball.
if they can get out, because the thing about Jacksonville is they can get leads on people. The problem is they don't know
They
how to
can't
hold
hold
them.
it. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think they're
And
one in
Mahomes,
six, 1-6 on one possession
mhm,
games.
yep, and they put up a stat this week that Mahomes is some crazy. Like he wins like 60% of the games where he's down by like 20 points. I mean, down by double digits,
Yeah, which is OD.
which is OD. Like it's nuts. But I think they can, if the Jacksonville, if they can get up 14, 17 points and they can unleash those pass rushes on Jacksonville, I don't think the Chiefs have it to come back.
You, yeah. I mean, I never want to say
I'm just
Mahomes can't come back. I never want to say that. However, I actually think it might be the other way around, like it was last week. I think if the
they
Chiefs
go
get up, I
the,
think if the Chiefs get up,
the
they're the
and
ones that are going to be more prone to get
and
complacent.
Trevor and them come back.
Yeah, because we saw it with the Raiders. Now, granted, the Raiders, that was just OD second half. I don't know what Josh McDaniels told them to do in that locker
He's
room.
stupid. He's stupid.
I
I
don't
said this.
know what he told them to do in that locker room in the second half.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's the problem.
Because
We'll
that was
get to the Raiders
wild.
when we get there.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about.
But
I'll talk to
yes,
them about that.
I am so glad this is your upset of the week because you keep getting it right, and I was really hoping this would be the one you had. So I'm going
Yeah.
Jaguars
No,
as well.
this is my upset of the week.
Absolutely. Next game: Browns versus Dolphins.
Is it an upset if the Browns win this game?
Is it an upset by default? But like, do I see Nick Chubb rushing for over 100 yards on this team? Absolutely.
Yeah, I just think they're going to pound them into submission this week.
It's just is their defense going to hold up? It's they're so inconsistent. It's what Cleveland defense is going to show up.
This is true. But I also think Miles Garrett is going to say hello to Mr. Tua a lot.
He better so I can. I don't
So
need.
I got Cleveland. I
I
got Cleveland in this.
I'm gonna say Dolphins. I'm gonna say Dolphins for now. But like, I hope they lose, cause I would like. It's nasty, but I really hope the Dolphins don't make the playoffs. Because imagine they look
It's a
like all this and
possibility.
they still miss. I was like, imagine they look like all this and they still miss.
Yeah, you have
It,
a
it
top
helps
three
with
offense and then
it
not
helps with
make the
my
playoffs.
it helps with my Tua agenda. That's all I'm saying. It helps with my Tua
Yeah.
agenda.
It's not going to help
Um,
mine because then David Carr will end up in Miami, and then I got to give Troy $50 or Trent.
yes,
Who I
yeah.
bet $50
I
on?
think it was both of them. I think Trent doubled up
No,
on it.
I only did one. I ain't bet $100 on
Did Trent come on later and double up on it though? He
it. I
might
don't
have.
know. I can't
We got
remember.
to double check.
Yeah,
Next game: Texans versus Giants.
the Giants better win this fucking game. They can lose it, but they better win this
Here, look. Let me look in the camera real quick. Matter of fact, let me bring it close to me. Let me get a little quick little zoom so I can make sure everybody hears when I say this. Trent, if your Giants lose to the Texans, you better not duck no smoke. You better not say a word. You are gonna come on this show.
You better
I
show
don't
up
care
on
what
Friday.
I don't care what exam you got. You better take it in the morning. I don't care what quiz you got. You better take it the day before. We're going to come on this show, and you are going to walk back everything you said about the Giants. Okay, you're going to walk back that they're contenders. You're going to walk back
Yeah,
that
you
they
can't
can
call
do
contenders.
something. No, no, no.
Not if you lose the Texans.
No, you can't. You can't. Okay? So I just want to make sure you're watching. All right? This will go on to TikTok just in case you didn't see this live. This will go on to TikTok. All right? Don't duck
we're gonna
nothing.
we're gonna pin it at 113-20.
Absolutely, because yeah, no, we're not doing that today. I have the Giants winning though, but
Yeah, I mean they should. They should.
they should. But hey, Damian
We all
Pierce,
know
Damian
crazier
Pierce,
things have happened. Yeah.
and if Brandon Cooks plays, then
I don't know.
I don't know. The whole push my agendas.
Cap, Captain Mediocre.
Absolutely. Next game: Saints versus Steelers. Two
You know
mid
what?
teams.
I'm gonna give your boys the edge on this.
Great.
I'm gonna give New Orleans the edge on this. I just think you got the better quarterback and the offense. I mean, I just believe in your team a little bit better.
Yeah, I do too. And shout out to my boy E. He's a Steelers fan. We've been talking all year coming to this day. Granted, did I think the Saints would be way better than what they were? Yes.
Oh, I
But
mean, I think everybody did.
yeah,
I
but
think this is gonna be the first year that Mike Tomlin doesn't make the playoffs.
that's what I said in the off season. I was like, look, if you started Mitch Trubisky and you got a young quarterback who don't know nothing, this is gonna be the first year y'all have a losing record and you don't make the playoffs. Because I think they've missed the playoffs before, but never had a losing record. So I think this
Not
is going to be the
not
first year.
not.
I think he went 8-8 one year and didn't make it though.
This will be the first year he doesn't make the playoffs.
Oh, okay, bet. Well then, hey, it's gonna happen. And
I don't think they had a losing record either. So I think
yeah.
he's going to get both of them.
He's definitely never had a losing record for sure. He's
Yeah,
always been
so
at
he's going
worst
to get
eight and
both of
eight.
those. Mhm.
Yeah. But man, look, Saints, y'all better win. Don't like. There's two teams I do not want to lose to this year. There's two teams I did not want to lose to. I didn't want to lose to the Steelers, and I'm almost positive we play the 49ers. I don't want to lose to them.
Oh, well, if y'all play the 49ers, y'all get your ass
We probably will, but I hope we can make an
kicked.
upset. We probably will, but I hope and pray we can make an upset and still win that game. I don't want. I'm so tired of losing to the 49ers, but I definitely do not want to lose to the Steelers. So that's that.
Well,
But I'm of
y'all,
course I'm taking Saints.
y'all will beat the
I
Steelers.
Yeah, I really thought we could beat the Ravens, but I think we'll beat the Steelers because they don't scare me at all. Like
No,
the
and they
Ravens,
shouldn't.
I at least knew Lamar could kill us. The Steelers, I'm not.
There's nothing
Now
there.
I say this. Don't let please Saints, please don't let Kenny Pickett start looking good against us. Like please don't. Okay, like I'm
That
begging
ain't.
y'all. Please, like this is it. This is the only win I'm asking for after that. Y'all can lose every other game, but please win this one. Next game, Colts versus Raiders. Jeff Saturday's debut as
Okay.
the interim head coach.
Okay. Now let me dig into Josh Allen and his retardedness.
Josh McDaniels, man.
Josh McDaniels. I'm sorry. You don't stop doing what got you a 20-point lead in the second half. You clearly saw they could not cover Devontae Adams. Why did you stop throwing the ball to Devontae Adams?
Didn't he have like
He
10
had
catches in the first half?
he had 12 catches for 136 yards and two touchdowns. I would have doubled that in the second half. And he didn't do that. Like he just went in and was like, okay, well, we're just gonna run the ball from here on out. But we can't run the ball. Fuck it. Like he irritated me. I watched that game and I was so irritated with that. I was just like, I,
So quick question, not to go off on a tangent, because I know you have a little bit more experience in this area, like seeing professionals and coaches and all that. Why do coaches seem to try to overthink too much? Like, why do they try to adjust to what they think the other team might adjust to?
don't
That
adjust
because
until you see the adjustment. That's my I
right,
live by this.
right. Like I'm just wondering because like I'm trying to be a coach,
Look,
but I see coach like they get paid to do this, and I just wonder like there's no way you're telling me that it happens way too often where the first half you'll look dominant, and then the second half is like you look like a completely different team.
my uncle, we just last year just got inducted into the Semi-Pro Hall of Fame. He's been coaching for over 40, 50. He's been coaching forever. Since I was a little kid, coached me in high school, all that, semi-pro coaching. And he lives by this. Until you stop it, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Right? I just think that's a simple
Like
logic. Like if it ain't
you
broke,
gotta
don't
prove
fix
it to me.
it.
You gotta prove it to me that you can stop it. And for whatever reason, Josh McDaniels was like, all right, well, we're gonna stop throwing the ball at Devontae Adams. Did they stop it yet? No, but see, they're gonna make adjustments. But you didn't even see the adjustment yet.
Yeah,
And they
like
just stopped. Like just stopped. Devontae Adams finished the game with like 14 catches, which means he caught two passes
in the second
in the
half.
second half.
Yeah. Like y'all was up 20-0, and I was like, oh my gosh.
20-0. And lost, what was it 27 to
24
20?
either 27-20 or 24-20, one of the two.
Either way, it was fucking stupid. But either way, Raiders will win this week.
I mean, they better.
They better.
Cause don't get like just like how I feel if we get beat by Kenny Pickett, don't get beat by Sam Ellinger and Jeff Saturday's first game coaching. Please don't.
I will lose my mind.
Especially if y'all blow a lead. Like I think y'all have blown like 3 17-point leads this
Yes.
season. Yeah, so I'm going Raiders as well because I think Devontae's gonna eat. But I
He
mean, I said
should.
that. I mean, he ate last week, and hey, but
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll see. Last couple of games, Cardinals Rams divisional game. Kyler Murray might
Rams
not play.
card.
He's a game time decision.
It didn't matter. He sucks. He's not playing good at all this year. I'm gonna take the Rams in this one.
Yeah, I'm going Rams too. Cooper Cup's playing. Jalen Ramsey's still there. I can't. Oh, I can't wait to see the Jalen Ramsey D Hop matchup. I don't know why Raheem Morris won't let Jalen Ramsey follow as much as he used to.
It doesn't make
However,
sense to me.
yeah, but I definitely want to see. Oh, Stafford might be out too. Yeah, Hellfire is right. I did see that he might be out too. He's questionable. Even if both backup quarterbacks play, I'm going.
I'm gonna go with
I'm
that.
going
I'm gonna go.
Rams.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I believe in McVay. He'll make it work.
Yeah. Next game, Chargers versus 49ers. This would be a great game if the Chargers were healthy.
If the Chargers were healthy, yeah. But I'm gonna go
If
49ers.
Rashawn Slater and Joey Boza and at least Keenan Allen were playing, this would be a great game.
No, 49ers.
Yeah, I have to take 49ers because I feel like on paper they're too outmatched. But
Hmm. You
don't
never
be
know.
surprised if the Chargers win. Um, Vikings Bills. Of course, we touched on it earlier. Josh Allen might not play. He's questionable with a UCL injury. Case Keenum is ready to go if they need him to.
Vikings.
I'm going to go Bills no
If
matter
the
who starts the
Viking,
game.
if the Vikings lose to the Bills with Case Keenum, then they're the biggest frauds in the NFL.
I mean, they are still frauds until I see otherwise. Because I genuinely thought they were going to get caught by the Commanders last week. Genuinely
No,
thought. And
they
it was
should have.
looking that way
They
too.
should.
It was
They
looking
should.
that way. So, like, it would
Yeah.
be the most Kirk Cousins thing to lose
Yeah.
to Case Keenum and Stephon Diggs, a team that
It
literally is
would.
the reason for the Minnesota Miracle. Like, it's a storylines. We talk about Brady
Yeah.
undefeated in international games. Storylines. So, I'm going to go Bills regardless.
Got it.
Uh, Broncos Titans.
Broncos. Let's ride.
I don't.
Russ gonna do it.
I mean, I don't. Malik Willis has 11 completions in 2 games. So, like,
Yes. Now you were talking about a running back playing quarterback.
yeah, yeah.
Until he gets better throwing the
But
ball,
it's just like Russell Wilson, man. Like, you were playing so
I get it.
trash this year.
Right.
I'll
But I'm
say
gonna go
Broncos
Broncos.
for now. Yeah. But Derrick Henry could easily just go off and take over the game itself.
He
Cowboys
could.
Packers.
Cowboys. The
Now,
Packers are in the world of hurt for this. They're just
they are. But
no.
however,
Nope. There's no however.
listen. Because we almost done. So let me just
No
get this off real quick. We
no
talk
however.
about different superstitions and different things in the NFL. Like for example, Jaguars ain't lost or ain't lost at home against the Colts in who knows how many years. Just little stuff like that, right? Or like Kirk
Mhm.
Cousins' primetime record is like 2-19 or something. It's like something stupid.
Horrible.
Od. The Packers are the Cowboys' kryptonite.
And not this week.
The Cowboys cannot beat the Packers. They couldn't beat them with
If
Matt
they
Flint. Wait. They couldn't beat them with Matt Flint as the court. I remember that game vividly. They had a
but wasn't
21-point lead and couldn't beat Matt Flynn when he was
but
the
they
Packers
had
quarterback.
but that was different. Because didn't wasn't like Jordy Nelson on them was on that team?
He might have been, but hey, the Cowboys had DeMarco Murray, Des Bryant, and Jason Witten, all that. So
Yeah.
that's why.
There's there's
However,
n-
this is the year the kryptonite doesn't work. This is the year the
exactly.
Cowboys smack them. Like I'm
They're going
talking
to they're going to
in
fuck
jail.
the Packers up.
If you are playing against a guy who has no choice but to start Aaron Rodgers, I think he's getting like negative points in fantasy. If
And
you
it's
guys are betting, take the under. Take the under on passing yards. Take the under on rushing yards. Take the under when it comes to the Packers offense. Take
it's
everybody's
not
under.
if they have 200 total yards offense, I'll be amazed.
I'd be if I'm Dan Quinn and the Packers have 200 yards offense, I'm yelling at my defense. They should
because
get smacked and put in jail.
they should literally go man across the board and send everybody.
Every play. Every play. Every play.
It would be a game of Madden for me.
I wouldn't even put D lineman out. I genuinely wouldn't put D
No,
lineman out there
it'd be
because they're not
linebackers
running the
and
ball.
DBs.
Because they're not running the
No,
ball.
linebackers and DBs. That's all you would see.
And Aaron Jones was in. I mean, I think they said he's gonna play, but he was hurt. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Take the under. Listen to me. Take the
Yeah.
under. Everything Packers, take the under, please. Except maybe Aaron Jones, if you have him in fantasy. Last game, Monday night game. I don't think anybody cares about it, but hey, Commanders versus Eagles. Side note: I don't appreciate that the Eagles get to have a Thursday night game and then a Monday night game. That's kind of OD to me, but nevertheless. Commanders versus Eagles, and you're rubbing your hands. I don't like that you're rubbing your hands.
And they said, let there be Heineken.
Ah! Ah!
The Eagles will suffer
No, they're
their
not.
first loss on Monday Night Football
That's
to the
so
hands
crazy.
of Tyler Heineken.
That's so crazy. See, I wanted them to beat the Vikings last week, so that way they wouldn't fall to 4-6 because they're 4-5 right now, and I think if they stay 500, they can compete. Do some things. I'm sorry, I don't think Philly's gonna be the one, man. I don't think Philly's gonna be the one. I'm sorry, I don't think the Commanders are gonna be the one loss that the Eagles have. Like, I just don't.
These are my two. I give two. I try to get two every week. It was rough to find
I
the
was with
upset
you on
this
the.
week.
I was with you on the first one.
Jaguars, Commanders, upset alert.
The reason why I don't actually hate, even though like I was laughing and stuff, the reason I don't hate it is because I'm looking at their schedule. I don't think they're going 17-0. I just,
No.
that's hard to see. Like, there's a reason only two teams have ever done it, right? So I'm like, well, who would they lose to? They might get caught by the Cowboys. That's probably the best one on paper when Dak is back.
Maybe.
I think they're sweeping the Giants.
Yeah.
And the Commanders were my sleeper team this year. So it's like, that's where they might get their loss.
And where's the game at? Where's that? Is it Philly or
It's in
Washington?
Philly. It's in Philly. They smacked them the first time. Granted, that was with Carson Wentz, but they smacked them the first time.
Oh no, we definitely. Oh yeah, this thing's splitting. This is it. Money in the bank. Money in the bank.
I'm going to
Money
go
in the bank.
Eagles, but this is going to be on TikTok if you get it right again.
Yeah, yeah. No, this
So,
money in the bank. This money in the bank.
yeah, well, I'm going
And
Eagles.
to double down on it, this not even gonna be close. 10 plus points.
No way, bro. No way.
Ten
You're being
plus.
OD,
10,
man.
double digits. Double digits.
Didn't you say you're a Washington fan?
Double digits. Yep. Since I was a
Because
baby.
okay, so this is just your heart talking. This is just your heart talking.
No. It's not. If you know me, I'm very logical in everything that I do. This is
Are you sure? Because I
double
don't know.
digits.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You've been getting these upsets right all year, but this one is a little bit of a stretch.
It's
A
a,
little bit of
it's
a
a stretch.
stretch.
This is Mr. Fantastic. I'm Reed Richards right now. But 10 plus. 10 plus. 10 plus.
Okay, I mean, we gonna find out. You've gotten them right every week so far, so we gonna find out. But
I told you they need a game to get them back on track. And what's worse than getting spanked by a division rival and it being the Commanders?
I mean, I hear you, but that's very much a stretch for me. But
Heineke for president.
I yeah. Well, that's gonna wrap it up. Final thoughts, Mill. We gonna end it on that. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Yeah, Josh McDaniels, get your life together before I take your job. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put that out there. Um, what else? Oh, and just I know this is a football show, but Kyrie Irving, I'm with you, brother. It's on you.
All right. And my final thoughts are, so you know what? Let me get this off. Look, Randy Andy Dalton. I've been rocking with you, my guy, all year.
Quit
I
taping it
just
like Kodak.
ask, I just ask, just please for this one game,
Beat the Steelers.
please don't lose. I don't care if you throw, I don't care if you go 2 for 23. Them two completions better be touchdowns. Just don't lose this one. I cannot have us lose to the Steelers. I don't want to hear my boy's mouth. I don't want to hear. I just don't want to hear. I don't want to hear Nigel either. Please, please, don't lose to the Steelers. That's all I'm asking for. This is the only one. After that, you can lose every other game. I'm not even going to talk about you. I'm not going to be on you. But I need you to be the gingerbread man just one more time.
Just one
All
time.
right.
This,
I just
besides, this is
I need
almost
the
Christmas.
performance. I need the performance I saw against the Raiders. Okay? That's what I
Why you
need.
had to bring that? Why'd you have to do that?
Because there was a good performance. So that's why I need it. Okay? Please. But nevertheless, appreciate y'all, everybody who was in the chat tuning in. Hellfire, I see you. Trent was in here.